This week in Nerf, we've got magazines, modular terrain, and a wicked mod combo. I'm Jangular, and this is your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. Now, jumping right in, like I said, there are magazines to talk about, and it is finally the Khaos magazine. It has shown up on Amazon for sale for $24.99. This was posted by Reddit user Ansu Zalgiz. I think I said that properly, or I hope I did at least, but thank you for posting this because I am absolutely thrilled that these are finally available. We aren't seeing them on store shelves yet, but Amazon is almost as good as it gets. You can get them just about anywhere now. I'm looking forward to picking up at least one for myself. They do come with 40 rounds as well, so the price isn't terrible when you break down the cost of rounds and the cost of the magazine. It's certainly not cheap. It's not like the $10 to $12 you're used to seeing for an 18 dart magazine, but it's also a lot bigger, comes with more rounds than darts, and it's a lot of a heftier product for Hasbro to make. So I'm not too surprised to see this price point. I'm just glad they aren't $30 a piece, because that would be probably pushing that high end of what people would be willing to pay for extra magazines. Regardless, thrilled these are finally out. Happy they're there. Looking forward to seeing more people able to run Khaoses at games because of it. Next up, we have a sliding high crush flywheel cage. And this comes from Reddit user BlasterForgePH. And this was modified off of an Open Flywheel Project flywheel cage base. And they changed some things around so it could be used with FVJs. Now, if you used an Open Flywheel Project high crush cage, you may have had issues with FVJs because they don't really compress because the tip is solid. So what this user did was they modified the cage so it actually had a little bit of slide for the flywheels. And they did this by utilizing an O-ring to give a little bit of flex for each flywheel when the FVJ comes in. So it's still putting pressure on it, but it allows it to go through and get that extra crush that gives that extra performance. Now, these haven't been seen in the wild yet. They are available on Thingiverse, and the link will be in the info for that. So I am looking forward to seeing how these perform for people that are using them on their own and not the creator that may know how to kind of get them to work just right. So when you have things like moving parts in a flywheel cage, it adds to the layers of complexity of what kind of can go wrong or what needs to go right for things to work perfectly. So if people start printing these up and using them and they work great, then that's awesome. That's really cool for people that love to use FVJ darts instead of waffle tips or koosh or things like that. So that's cool. I thought that was definitely worth sharing. Again, the link to that will be in the info below. I'll also put a link to the standard Open Flywheel Project files as well for you guys, so you can have both and compare and take a look at them. Our third topic today is a company called Blaster Boards. I stumbled onto this from, I believe, a post, Phone From Above, posted up on Facebook linking one of their videos. And these are modular terrain building pieces. They're really cool. I haven't had a chance to get confirmation to use their images or videos or anything like that, so I'm not gonna have any of that to share with you this time, but they do have a Kickstarter coming up in June for this product. And I'm interested and looking forward to that, so I will likely be covering this again towards June as it gets closer, but I wanted to share it with all of you now so you can go check them out. I've got the website listed and their Facebook page listed as well for you. I don't have an idea on prices yet, which is my one of my two major concerns. I'll get to the other one in a second here. The first is I don't know what price is. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. I think these are interesting because they could be used for my 5v5 games that I've been working on with some of the community here. We run about 20 pieces of cover. That's a lot. So if price is a little bit prohibitive, then I may not be as interested, but these could be great for pop-up games that want easy to store and break down pieces of cover in between games. So something to consider. My other minor concern, when you look at these and you go to their Facebook page or their website, they snap together and they look like they hold fairly well. They actually replied to some of my comments asking about how they stand up to wind and people bumping into them, and they said they should be fine. People bumping into things should be accommodated and the wind shouldn't be too much of an issue. There are holes in these, so air should be going through them relatively well, and that's where my second issue comes in. And that's that there are some significantly sized holes in these around each of the edges that are big enough that it looks like darts can get through. So that makes kind of policing tags a little bit harder in a 5v5 setting where someone's behind cover and maybe a dart, hits the rim of one of the holes and bounces off and dinks someone, but they don't quite feel it or recognize that they get shot. I suppose you could just make the rules so that if a dart goes through that hole, it's a non-valid shot, and that may fix that, but it's a concern I wanted to raise and something I wanted to share with all of you. Regardless, I'm actually pretty excited about these because they look like they hold up fairly well, and that's pretty interesting to me. So let me know what you think about these. Check them out. Let me know if it's something you would consider backing in Kickstarter, because I'm curious what everyone else's thoughts are on these. I hadn't seen these, and it seems like they have been working on this for a little while. So yeah, that brings us to our mod of the week. And actually, we're gonna make this our video of the week as well. We'll come in two parts. Now the mod is an Artemis and Rapid Strike combo from DV Rock and Roll on Reddit. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Artemis. That's just my personal preference. But this Artemis, I love this Artemis. This is an Artemis that is hoppered and still functions exactly as you'd expect a Artemis to function. Slamfire works, it fires normally. But on the side, he's got a super minimized Rapid Strike that shoots off of the same trigger as the Artemis. And it's awesome the way that he did it. It's super small, super compact. I mean, obviously you've got some width to it now, but it's not overly bulky looking, which I love. I don't want to get too far into how exactly he did it, and this is why I want to make it the video of the week as well. It's the fact that it functions off of that one trigger system. It's just one handle. He added a rev trigger at the bottom, and both the Artemis and the Rapid Strike function off of that one main trigger, but they function separately, and that's so cool to me. He does have a little bit of loose wiring hanging out. Maybe he'll make a sleeve for that or something and clean it up and kind of refine it just a little bit in the end. But check this video out. Check the pictures out. Show this guy some love because it is a really, really cool mod. I am super into it. I dig it. I hope we get to see it in action at some point because it looks like a lot of fun and I'm super envious of what he's done with this blaster. So that link will actually be right here because we are at the end of the video. And I want to say, if you've been enjoying this series, thank you so much for following along. I'm really enjoying doing this. I love being back to a weekly format and just having other videos to add in as we go, such as last week's gameplay video that I thoroughly enjoyed doing. So if you enjoyed this, please feel free to hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. Let me know your thoughts on all of these topics for this week, the links, check them out. Let me know your thoughts. I hope to talk to you again. What am I saying? I am going to talk to you again next Saturday for the next This Week in Nerf. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Jangular, and I'll see you next time.